Hey guys, let us continue with where we left in the previous lecture. So this lecture is going to be about how to use design modeler and how to set up the fluid domain around the Ahmed's body which we have created so that the geometry will be ready for meshing and then subsequent fluent setup. Okay, so let's get started. So what you need to first do is like you need to drag and drop a fluid flow fluent onto the project schematic. So this is going to create us a project schematic of ANSYS Fluent where you will have all the necessary steps like creating the geometry, doing the meshing, setting up the boundary conditions, solving it, and then post-processing it in a sequential manner. Okay, so this makes our job pretty easy. And what you can do is like you can give a case name here so that it will make it much more easy for us to identify the case. So I'm going to call this as base. Okay, and if you just double click onto the geometry you'll be going on to the design modeler. I like doing it with the design modeler, but many of you might be using the space claim environment as well, but I would always prefer to use design modeler simply because I'm good at it. Okay, that's the only reason. There's no special reason to be using design modeler, but anyways it's a lot easier here, that's what I feel. So we first need to import the geometry. So we go to file and import external geometry. We just need to select the folder where we have saved it, and here you've got the parasolid file. It is not the solid part file. Okay, so if you can just keep my mouse on top of it, it says SolidWorks 2019 application, which means it is a parasolid file. I use SolidWorks 19 and it calls Parasolid as a SolidWorks application file. Any other version of SolidWorks will save it neatly as .x underscore t, which will be easy for you to identify that it's a Parasolid. Okay, but anyways, we will just make it that way and hit generate. Here is our image body, and now what we need to do is that we need to draw a fluid domain around this geometry which will serve as the virtual wind tunnel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select XY plane and go to sketch here. Okay, so I'm going to sketch on the XY plane. So go to sketching tab and under draw select the rectangle and make a rectangle like this. Okay, there you go. So now what we need to do is that let us add some dimensions to it. So many of you might be having your own literature values, you know, like 10 car lengths, 5 car lengths, and stuff like that. But I have used the following dimensions, so you may wish to use the same as well. So select this line and the axis by pressing the horizontal, just to give the horizontal spacing. So I'm going to call this as 1.5 meters, and similar horizontal spacing between the y-axis and this edge is going to be 2 meters. Okay, so I just made it a little longer downstream of the car because our wake region will be focused somewhere here. So this is about 4 car lengths and this one is about let's say about 3 car lengths because our car length is 522 or about let's say half meter in this case. Okay, so this looks pretty decent to me, and now what we're going to do is that we're going to extrude this, and in operation make sure that it is add frozen because this is a feature based application, and all the feature based applications work in a way that if you're going to add any new feature on top of existing feature, it will normally merge it off, right? So in SolidWorks we generally uncheck the merge results option, and making it as add frozen here, making it of a frozen type is one similar operation. You're simply saying don't merge this extrusion with the existing Ahmed body which is here. Okay, all right, so the depth of extrusion I'm going to give it as 0.5 meters, and in the direction I'm going to say it is going to be both symmetric. Okay, because we want it symmetric about both sides, and I'm going to click generate. If you can see here, this looks pretty good to me, and here we've got two bodies now, so we can simply rename them. You can just select it, right click and say Ahmed's body. Okay, and this one on top of it you can rename it as the fluid domain. Okay, Now what we are going to do is that we are going to cut this model by half about the xy plane because it is symmetric, and the symmetric boundary condition is going to be pretty handy in this case. Okay, so you can go to tools, symmetry, and we are also going to define it as if it is going to be symmetric about the xz plane. There is a special reason why we are doing that. We are doing that because we want this legs, okay, which is going to be similar to the wheels. We want it to be sitting on the ground. So we just want some contact between the legs and the ground, and we want it to be pretty watertight. So that's the reason why we are trying to make it symmetric about the xz plane also. It is not really symmetric, but you can define it that way to make sure that there is perfect contact between the legs and the ground. Okay, so the first symmetric plane is going to be the xy plane, and the second symmetric plane is going to be the xz plane, which is the road. And now if you hit generate, you can see that the model has been cut into half. Okay, and you can see that the Ahmed's body intersects the fluid domain perfectly at this place. Okay, which is actually good, and that is exactly how we need to have it. Right. So next what we are going to do is that we are going to use the boolean command. The reason why you are using the boolean command is to subtract the solid body out of the fluid domain, so that what we'll be having is just the fluid domain, because that is where the fluid properties can actually be defined, and all the finite volume analysis is going to be taking place only in that particular fluid domain. Okay. To do that, you go to create boolean, and in operation select subtract, and in tool bodies select Ahmed's body, and in target body select the fluid domain and click apply. Make sure that the preserve tool bodies option is set to no, because we don't want to retain the solid body after the extrusion, after the boolean command. Look at this. So the moment I click boolean, what I'm left with is a bit of cavity here, as you can see. So we select the inner faces of the Ahmed's body, as you can see here. So this, what this has done is it has just simply removed the Ahmed's body out of the virtual wind tunnel that we have created, and the resulting body is just one single body, which is just the fluid domain. Okay, so this is how we can create a enclosure around the geometry. And now what we're going to do is that we are going to draw a body of influence. So what this body of influence is, that it is just a small region around the image body, or the car, whichever car you're going to model. It's just a small region around the car where the boundary layer is going to be very important, and where the flow features, the capturing the flow features, the parameters of the flow features is going to be very important. Okay, in that region alone, what we are going to do is that we are going to use a very fine mesh, and in all the other regions we are going to leave the mesh slightly coarse, because we can afford to do that. And just to have this kind of a differential mesh sizing, what we're going to do is that we're going to create a sketch once again on the xy plane, and we're going to just draw a small little rectangle around the image body. Okay, let me just zoom it in here, not this much, maybe. Yeah, so I'm on sketch 2, and again I'm going to use the rectangle, and you can draw a rectangle like this. Make sure that it is more on the downstream, because we're going to have the weak region here, and we may need pretty fine mesh in this region. Okay, you can have any sizing. Sizing is not hard and fast, but just to eliminate the arbitrariness, let me just add a rough dimension to it. Let's say H3 is going to be zero point 0.6 meters, or maybe zero point 0.7 meters, just to be on the safer side. And upstream, this one is going to be, how much is it, 0.8? Okay, 0.82 maybe. And then the vertical height, you can go to general and just select this height, and let's say this is going to be 0.31. All right, so now you can just extrude this, and the depth of extrusion I'm going to give it as zero point 0.1. Okay, so zero point 0.1, if you can see, it is just around the body. It's just touching the image body. If you can see here, zoom it in a bit. There you go. So it is slightly uh, beyond the width of the vehicle, which is exactly what we need. And now what we're going to do is that you can leave the option to add material itself. You don't need to make it add frozen in this case. It can still be add material and hit generate. Okay, so here is the um, body of influence, and you can leave this type as solid. You don't need to change it to fluid. Just make sure that the fluid domain alone is changed to type fluid. Okay, there you go. So the fluid domain, see now the transparency automatically changes. We select fluid domain, make sure that it is fluid. This region can remain solid. You don't need to convert it into fluid, because once we go into the meshing environment, what we'll be doing is that we'll be hiding this body. Okay, so the moment you define any body as a body of influence, ANSYS is smart enough to understand that that body has been created only for the purpose of meshing, and that it is not a separate body in true sense. Okay, ANSYS is smart enough to guess that the moment you define it as body of influence, and that's what we're going to be doing when we go into the meshing environment. So that's all that you need to do in the design modeler, and the geometry is pretty much ready to be taken into the meshing environment. So in the next video tutorial, what I'll be doing is that I'll be teaching you how to give sizing and the inflation controls for this particular case. Okay, so that's the end of the lecture. Thanks for watching the video.